It was around 5 o'clock in the afternoon as I began to get pampered for the Great Gatsby party. It is only the second time that I find myself in this affair. I remember the first as though it was only yesterday. From the first night at Gatsby's over a month ago, I had woken up in a haze with my friend, the orchestra still playing tunes in my head, and the scent of the many cocktails still lingered on my clothes. As from the last time I tore my gown without having much care, I was shocked to find a new evening gown from the courier. At the price of $265, it was a magnificent gas blue with lavender beads. I took it as an invitation for the next Gatsby ball. I had planned on wearing it tonight, but it was too big in the bust and had to be altered. It was interesting how a man like Gatsby would care for such a thing. I had never met Gatsby before. As a matter of fact, I don't think many have met him. My only perception of him is the rumors and murmurs that flood his name. Some may even say he killed a man. However, I find it hard to believe that a great man would do such a thing. I question if he was a German spy during war, or if he had killed his family for his fortune. Yet I find that man fascinating. These thoughts surround my consciousness as I begin to put in the hair rollers on my blonde strands, wondering what the night has in store for me. Picking out the yellow gown I had bought with my friend, it had an embroidered corset and a silk bottom gown. Of course, it was not as extravagant as the evening gown Gatsby had sent me, but it was a classic. Pampering a light blush on my cheeks and a deep rouge on my lips, I anticipated the arrival. At around 8 in the evening, my friend and I were sent to one of Gatsby's automobiles. You could hear the engine of the latest Hudson Hornet awaiting outside, and the voice of one of Gatsby's drivers. As we got into the car, you could smell the scent of Gatsby's signature cologne and the scent of cigars lingering from the driver. Upon our arrival, the extravagance, the music, the shimmering lights from the chandelier, and the elegant people make us feel as if we've been transported into a world of fairy tales. It's not just a party, you see. It's a fantasy fair, an intoxicating carnival of opulence. The entire room is filled with laughter and music, creating an exhilarating thrill of desire. The champagne runs like a river, and the talks are a symphony of delights, much like the orchestra, playing cocktail tunes. I can't help but be swept into these winds of beauty and abundance as I stand here, surrounded by the well-dressed and the gloriously flamboyant guests. The grandeur is enticing, and it's easy to forget about the outside world. It's almost as if the rules of reality have vanished and we've all entered Gatsby's fantasy. Drinking cocktails from what feels like infinite options from the bar, I notice a particularly tall, slender woman with a man I don't quite find familiar. He has a tall, slender build, with a confused yet sophisticated look on his face. As my hazy eyes wander, I recognize the woman. It's Jordan Baker. My friend and I quickly rushed over to greet the charming people. "Hello, sorry you didn't win," we cried out to Miss Baker, as she had lost her tournament. We had met her at the last Gatsby party. As we continued our acquaintance, murmurs began to spread about Gatsby. "You look at him sometimes when he thinks nobody's looking. I'll bet he killed a man," I heard a gentleman remark. It's hard to believe, yet the sentence sent shivers down my spine. It was terrifying to think that such an extravagant man could do such a thing. I rushed off to the bar to drink away my spiraling thoughts, but beneath all of the glam and people necking each other in the crowds, I can't help but wonder about the man behind it all, the mysterious J. Gatsby himself.